Rockklassikers.
Herzlich willkommen, Helloween!
Thank you.
Welcome to Sweden.
We have to say welcome to you. For a starter, I think. Jonas?
Ich habe schon gesagt, herzlich willkommen, das ist aber in Deutsch. Ich bin ein Reeperbahn. Sie sind Hamburger, nicht?
You should have said Buenos dias, chicos.
And he was
You would
told,
make me feel at home.
and he was told we was professionals, and so he can skip like these.
All right.
But he did say it.
Sind Sie HSV?
No.
Not interested in football. Sorry.
Okay.
No,
Next
am.
question, please. You are.
I am interested in soccer here and there, but I'm not HSV. And I'm not Bavaria.
No, not okay.
But when Germany plays in the world, when it's
When you win the World Cup every time.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm always sitting in front of the television and go for Spain or Germany.
yeah,
So, and I'm in the happy situation that the last years I'm always rewarded.
Yeah.
The Spaniards become world champions. The Spaniards become European champions. Now Germany is world champion, so I'm happy.
Yeah. We don't exist, do we? No.
I have a relative living in Hamburg, and his big football team is St. Pauli.
Yeah, St.
You
Pauli
know?
is the classics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rock and roll of football. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know why I like Schalke from the German team.
yeah.
Gelsenkirchen.
Gelsenkirchen is okay, Schalke, but overall I'm Barcelona fan.
Okay.
Because
they're
I love the fact that they are doing actually UNICEF promotion for free.
Yeah.
This is something I really think is great.
We can also say Helloween doing this promotion stunt for us for free too.
All bands in the world, meanwhile, do stuff for free.
Yeah, these days. You've been touring. You're going on 30 plus touring with the band. What's your biggest memory from throughout the years?
Pick one.
Yeah, pick one.
Well, Castle Donington, whatever, Osaka, Tokyo.
Okay.
The Japanese airports. With all that hysteria in the beginning,
Yeah.
and there were train stations where we were afraid, that some of the fans, would maybe fall on the tracks because, they weren't looking or whatever. They were just like,
chaos.
Yeah.
And
Or do you remember the South American
The
thing
Philips
there? Was it?
Festival.
Philips Festival.
What happened?
Apollo. Oh, one of the most dangerous things I've seen was Ecuador.
Okay.
In Ecuador, we're playing like in a little stadium, but the security was really bad. They had these barriers, but they were old. So maybe they do the job for maybe 1,000 or 2,000 people, but we had like 40,000 people, and they were pushing so hard that you saw like the first 2 rows already blue.
Okay.
And then the barriers broke, and suddenly you had pure steel, like spears, pointing to the audience. So we had to get off stage at once, otherwise we would have probably 100 or more dead.
That's really dangerous to have
This is
people
very
pushing
dangerous,
from
yeah.
behind.
And I remember that this was going on and off and on and off and on and off because it never was fixed, kind of. So it's been kind of a miracle that nothing happened there.
What a story.
Yeah. I remember Colombia. We've been flying with a private jet of the president because otherwise we couldn't have made the show. And he saw that Iron Maiden and Helloween, we cancelled like 6 days before. We cancelled Curitiba because there was a big rainfall. So the whole open air we cancelled, and the fans kind of destroyed half of the city, and there were like cars in flames, and everything was like looked like
riot.
Looked like World War III, and it was like broadcasted in CNN, and the president of Colombia saw that on television and thought, oh. Fuck, that's the same blokes than in Curitiba. So he sent us that plane to go there and play the show because he was scared that the fans of Calgary and Colombia would probably
Let them play.
destroy the place there too. Yeah. Well, we have quite a few stories. Or the last story we put even on the album, which is a song on the album, is called "Lost in America," which was unforgettable too because we were waiting in Belize at the airport, and suddenly it was announced that all the flights are cancelled now because they're starting a flight show. So, as if you would not know that months before. No, they started it now. So there were thousands of passengers stranded at the Belize airport and had to wait 17 hours until they finally stopped their stupid flight show. So we had to wait there 17 hours, and finally, after this time we hit the plane. We've been airborne for 2.5 hours, and everybody realized something is wrong here because you still could count the cows down there. And this is not high enough, definitely. And so the captain sooner or later gave an announcement and said, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have realized, something is wrong here. Our gauges are not working properly. And we actually don't know exactly where we are. We are somehow lost in America. And I thought, okay, that's the title. Okay. I have to, you know. And really, he said, okay, he's going to turn the plane now because they visually now are still capable of finding back to Belize Airport, which he did.
You must have been scared shitless.
Yeah, we were all that's why we plundered the Sky Bar.
So, as you do.
Yeah.
And I was asleep.
Yeah, Wakey was sleeping.
Yeah, lucky for him.
Are we there yet? Yeah. Yeah, we're back in Belize, huh?
The new album, My God-Given Right, released late May in Sweden. What can you tell us about it?
Classical Helloween.
Nice one.
Even
Thanks.
back to the 80s, because nowadays, you could say in the digital domain you can do lots of good things, but if you really want to have the 80s sound, you should not go digital.
All right.
So at least in the recording stage, you should have all the analog gear from the 80s. Then you can go and put it into the digital domain. But if you record it directly into the digital domain without the great analog stuff you used to have in the 80s, you have no chance to achieve the sound.
It's just mechanical, just like a radio. No heart, no feeling.
Exactly. Maybe. Maybe.
What comes first?
You must know that so well.
Yeah, no. I'm a robot. What comes first? The song or the music or the lyrics?
The egg or the hen?
The egg or the hen, yeah. We can just say...
Differs. It's completely different.
Is it?
Yeah, talking for myself, sometimes you just have a headline, some words that kick your ass kind of, and you try desperately to find the melody around it. Or maybe it's just a guitar riff when you sit in front of your sofa, and because I'm a hobbyist guitarist, that's my passion, you could say.
So it can happen anywhere.
It could happen anywhere. Okay. And Wakey probably on the toilet or what, in the bathroom, I don't know.
Always out on the look for something like that.
Or when you're asleep, maybe.
Yeah, that too. I mean, for instance, that track "Power" that we did, I dreamed. Really? It was a Scorpions concert in Osnabrück.
Okay.
In that venue where we also had played a few times, and then I just tried to reconstruct from the dream what I dreamt. Kind of like how the song was.
That Scorpions played?
Yeah.
So we ripped Scorpions
from the Scorpions from my dream. We ripped, yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
If Rudolf listens to that, he's probably suing us.
We got his fucking lawyers on the phone here.
In my dreams. They're gonna sue me in my dreams.
What's the absolute last thing your band do before you enter the stage? Do you have any jinx or any special?
What do we do?
Procedures?
Yeah, that was a small finger. Because I don't want to shake hands and we may hurt each other and whatever.
There's this ritual actually to hug ourselves, like each and everybody hugs himself, and this is like a ritual since 10 years, you could say.
Okay.
Which is really nice. I enjoy it. Because even if you had some quarrels or whatever stupid argument before that, after that hug, you go like, okay, now us five, we go up on stage and more or less all the struggle is forgotten then.
Yeah. United we fall.
No, it's definitely working. It's like United, yeah.
When you went on tour, is there much argument? Do you get tired of each other?
No. It used to be. But we're too old for that shit.
You tell that to my wife, yeah.
No, that's a different story.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Because you don't have to sleep with the boys in your own bed,
I don't sleep with my wife, do I?
Okay, that's a different story. Don't want to hear about that.
Where's the punching bag?
Do you have anything special on your riders that you want to tell about?
On our rider?
Yeah.
On our rider? No, I don't understand.
You don't have any?
No, I would not say what.
That's nice.
I have some, but I would not say what.
I'll tell you.
A punching bag, maybe?
Yeah, the punching bag.
Yeah.
All right. Great to have you in the studio. Good luck with everything, the new album and touring.
You're coming to Sweden
Yes,
this
we do.
fall, yeah.
Yeah, August the 7th or something like that.
Getaway Rock?
get
In
away.
Gävle?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You got the dates already?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if it's the 7th.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
We know it.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I
You
just reckon that, but it makes me feel better because that means I didn't lie in the last interview.
He actually knows when they're playing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It's not
What do
it's not
we-
very common for rock and rollers,
No,
right?
it isn't.
Yeah.
Never-
What can we expect for the show in this August here in Sweden?
Well, I hope that we have the chance to definitely play 2 or 3 from the new album, though it's always hard to present the new stuff in the festival, because in the festival they really want to listen to your all-time fave, so you have to play everything which we play since decades now.
Where do you
But
put,
it's cool. It's cool.
when playing
But
a new song, is it in the beginning of a concert, or where do you put it in? Because it is a trick thing.
yeah, it's tricky.
Usually you wait for some feedback from what could be something that people may like to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you put that somewhere, then it doesn't really matter where. But first you gotta know, okay, people are out for that one.
Okay.
Here in Sweden, it would be a bit easier because it's a rock festival. But sometimes you play like these crossover festivals, and you really have to take care about your running order. If there's a Kelly family or something like really weak poppy stuff in front of you, you should not actually open with "Are You Metal" or something like that. You know, so you probably
That's very humble of you to regard the audience.
you should actually take care about that. Yeah, absolutely.
If
They're
the
so
audience
nice.
were as humble as we are,
No, it's not. No, the problem is when you, it's a curse to the same time a blessing when you reach a certain point and you're invited to crossover festivals.
Yeah.
You have to take care there because you're still a metalhead, and you actually would like to metal your ass up for 90 minutes, but you cannot do that. Then that means we have to extra rehearse some ballad stuff, and the not too brutal stuff, and it's not that much fun than a metal running order. But hey, you have to go through
you
it.
have mothers and kids and other kinds of relatives.
Yeah, you remember Valencia? Valencia, we played with years ago. We played with Judas Priest.
Oh, in the middle
Exactly.
in the bull ring.
In the middle of the city is that bull ring.
Okay.
And there was Slayer, Helloween, Judas Priest. And I remember Danny and I, my drummer and I, we were having a coffee next to that bull ring. And then Slayer started, and a new fresh mother with her newborn child was crossing the street in the middle of the city, and Slayer in the background. You're like, this is surreal. But it's metal.
Love it.
Can I just ask you, when you're in Tenerife, where you live, and when you're not working with your music, how do you spend your time there? On the beach or surfing?
Well,
or?
that's a cliche. Yes, I personally, I'm living very close to the beach, and there's a beautiful way leading down to the beach. So it takes you 15 minutes, the most beautiful walk you can imagine, and that's one of my hobbies. And this when I clear my head, so to say.
Okay.
Walking down, and then they all know me. I'm a canary guy there. Meanwhile, having my coffee, eating something. The great thing is always fishermen, and they just catch something and ask you if you would like to have it. If you say yes, they grill it directly
Put
in
it
front
in
of
your
you.
pocket.
It's really, that's the way. It's really nice.
Tenerife style.
No, it's really beautiful. And on the other hand, if you look for the big cities, it's 10 minutes drive, and we are in the middle of the metropole, so you have the craziness. But it only takes you in that maybe
To
2 or 3
paradise.
minutes, and you're in the middle of nature and nothing else around. So it's beautiful.
What a wonderful life. Das ist ein schönes Leben, nicht wahr?
Yeah, but still, it's pretty much the same as you see in here. It's a studio. So when I'm down there in my studio, I close the door behind me. I could be everywhere else in the world. So it's a studio. So the big advantage, you open your door and you got the pool outside.
And you can go up to the volcano Teide and take a walk.
What about late July? I'm coming over.
Yeah.
You're invited. Say
thank
hello.
Halloween, thank you. Vielen Dank und viel Glück.
Applåd.
Hals und
Thank
Bein
you.
hoch.
Pleasure.
Rockklassiker.